think we are ready. Yes, we are. Awesome. Hopefully you can see me well. Let me know if the image quality is a bit off, because it should be okay. Right. It seems to be a bit strange. If you're watching, can you let me know if you can see me? Because I'm checking on my side and it looks like the picture's off. I want to make sure you can actually see and hear what I'm saying. Oh dear, why is that? Don't you love it when these things happen? Okay. All right, so I think it's okay now. So let's get into it. So hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well. In case you're new to my channel, my name is, if I can speak, my name is Damari. I am a High Priestess, Psychic Reader, and Spiritual Coach, amongst other things. So welcome, it's nice to see you here. So, if you saw my reading that I did for the week ahead, I did kind of get the dates a bit mixed up. So instead of doing the full moon readings on Wednesday, I did it today because I already done the weeklies, but it doesn't matter. Either way, it's fine. As far as I know, the full moon is not actually until Sunday anyway, so it's all good. But anyway, welcome. And yes, we're going to have a look at your full moon in Aquarius reading. This is going to be based upon the elements as usual. So you can watch this from your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, though I do recommend watching from your moon and Venus placements specifically. If you're not aware of what those placements are, you can do the natal chart calculator, which is linked in the description below. Okay, so big changes, huge changes coming up for the collective. I feel like with the last full moon in Aquarius that we had in July, that really was a big release in terms of what we're preparing to close out, right? As we continue going through this transitionary period from the old paradigm to the new. And now I feel like this is like the final call. This is literally where we shut the door and embrace the new. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some things that come up to the surface that perhaps, you know, you've not been wanting to really look at, or that has been weighing on your mind heavily, or even emotionally, you know, in terms of the mind space, but also emotionally, it's been weighing on you a little bit. But that's not without reason. This is coming up in order for it to be released, in order for it to be addressed, because there's no space for it where you're headed, right? New doors are opening all the time at this point. So the idea is to travel as light as possible. So that's why I feel like this particular full moon is going to be quite cathartic, but in a very profound and positive way. Okay, so it's like anything, it depends on how you use the energy as to whether or not it will be for your detriment or to your benefit. Okay, but anyway, enough rambling, that's my input anyway, but let's go into the readings. So we're going to start with the fire signs, okay? So this will be for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I'll be using a variety of decks. They are listed in the description below. But let's see. So, for fire signs, what's coming up for you across this full moon transit? What is it that you need to be aware of? What is the key theme and energy for you at this time? Wow, okay, you got 3 cards, but I will take it on this occasion. So you have a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. So Libra could mean something to you. You have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces, okay? And show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius, okay? So any of those signs could be significant for you at this time, fire signs. But regardless, I feel like, yes, you are ready to embrace the new. You've been looking forward to an opportunity where you can just literally release the old paradigm, release who you once were, all of the associations and connotations of your former life, because I feel like now you are looking to start completely with a clean slate. That's what I'm getting for you. I do see here there is some relationship that may be coming together. You may even already be in a relationship. I feel like there is a deepening here. I feel like fire signs, you are now exploring your emotional depths to an extent that perhaps you never have before, or to an extent that you haven't for a very long time. And I think rather than it being frustrating or scary or uncomfortable for you, I feel like it's actually liberating. It's allowing you to be who you truly are on a core level. It's allowing you to embrace this love that you've had all along, right? So instead of feeling like you have to hold back or limit or shield those aspects of yourself, now I feel like you're kind of gaining the courage to be vulnerable with someone new here, or potentially with someone you're already with. I do feel like as well that when these emotions are being stirred, as well as, you know, any triggers that may be coming up, it's a good opportunity for you to just pull back and assess where you're currently at, checking in with self, how you're feeling, what emotions are being stirred in what situations, right? Who is triggering what emotions within you, and for what reason? Because I feel like there is a purpose, there is a deeper meaning within that. So really pay close attention to your interactions over the next week or so, because I feel like that is going to highlight not only where you're at mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, but it's also going to show you what kinds of connections you are naturally gravitating towards at this time. All right, so then you'll be able to really reflect and see if you are still carrying anything from the past that doesn't serve you, or if you truly have turned a new page here. And I think with that show the world the real you card, I feel like that's what you're doing just by you being unafraid and unapologetic with expressing vulnerability and expressing a desire to connect on a deeper, more spiritual level, which is beautiful. Okay. So let's go into the quantum then and see what we can find out for you, fire signs. All right, so from the quantum, fire signs. Yeah, you have the Great Achievement in reverse and Ascended Masters in reverse. I feel like this is all about you at this time, okay? Looking at these things, looking at these connections that are forming, a romantic connection that may be forming. I feel like for a long time, a lot of you believed that you would never have possibly a very deep level of commitment, right, with another person. Maybe you're used to feeling like you have to limit your love, you have to pull the reins in, right, like rein yourself in, because you felt like maybe your love was perhaps too much for people, or they wouldn't understand how you love, or what you give to the table, what you bring to the table, what you have to give. But I feel like now that's changing. Things are really shifting, I'm telling you, to the point where you are connecting with someone who is very similar in that way, someone who has just as much to give, just as much to bring to the table. So instead of it being imbalanced, there is a lot of equality in this situation, right? Hence the Libra scales being present, okay? You are meeting a match here is what I feel, or you are starting to realize that the person you are in connection with, that you are in a relationship with, is your match, right? You match energetically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I feel like that's why the Ascended Masters have kind of pulled back a little bit, not because they're not there to assist or give you the signs when needed. I feel like you don't need the signs. It's all around you. I feel like this is something you're coming to realize on your own. But in order for that to happen, you first have to tackle your fears around love as a whole, not just in a romantic sense, but in all forms, okay? So it's very interesting. So it's completely changing the way you look at your connections and how you feel about love in general, as well as how I think you embody self-love as well. I think that's changing quite a lot. So what is it that fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius needs to know? What message do we have from the angels, from the Angelarium? Hard, left leg submission. All right, interesting. I feel like this is about the divine feminine, to be honest with you. I feel like this is about the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming into union. I feel like the divine feminine aspect, which is the more passive energy, right? Just talking about in terms of the archetypes, not in terms of men, women, nothing like that, male, female. This is just the archetypes. I do feel there is, again, this part of you, part of the divine feminine that has been healed is coming back online. And that is the ability to express and be vulnerable, not only amongst others, but also just around yourself, and be true to yourself on that level, being able to authentically express your feelings without having to mask it, hide it, deny it, or shun it, right? So this is definitely highlighting shadow work that you've been doing as well, either consciously or unconsciously, fire signs, but you've been doing it. And I feel like that is what's bringing about this huge change in terms of your relationships, which is awesome. I do feel like as well is that you have this innate knowing. Yeah, oh my gosh. You have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I'm telling you, you have learned how to master your emotions. You've learned how to truly express vulnerability without being overwhelmed by it, right? So this is really powerful, fire signs. All right, let's see what in terms of tarot messages you need. I knew this full moon in Aquarius was going to be significant because the last one was. I felt that too. Wow, look at this. This is amazing. You've got the Fool at the bottom of the deck, Aries, Aquarius energy. I'm telling you, your new beginning is here, fire signs, because you've been doing the work and it's paying off. So your new chapter, new cycle is about to begin. It is absolutely clear as day here. You have the Hierophant, Taurus energy, Six of Wands, fire energy, your energy, and the Queen of Wands, that is Aries once again, okay? You could have strong Aries placements. You could be an Aries, Taurus, Cusper. You could be connected with any of these signs that I've mentioned. Taurus is coming in very strong, okay? But regardless, I feel like this is you attracting, you're attracting your match, as I said, right? This is high levels of commitment. This is forming new traditions, new ways of operating, right? Because this usually talks about the old paradigm, right? Depending on how you look at the reading and the layout of the cards, right? In regards to the other cards. But with this, I feel like you are rewriting the rules. You're establishing new beliefs, right? Having your own set of principles, creating a new structure within the family dynamic. So you may have even been breaking generational curses, fire signs, okay? And I feel like now you're establishing a new order that's more aligned spiritually, that's tapped into that of the divine and your higher self. And as such, I feel like you are ready to call in a soulmate, right? Because you are now in your true element, you are in your true power, and you're seeing a lot of success. You're attracting a lot of suitors as well. But I feel like there's one person in particular that matches you in frequency. And if you're not already connected to this person, they're coming, okay? They really are. And I feel like this is going to be something that becomes a serious long-term commitment pretty quickly. Not that you rush everything and you go between, sort of talking to getting married in the space of a month. No, I don't mean like that. But I just mean it'll be very apparent very quickly, like, this is my person, right? I feel like there'll be that mutual recognition. With the World card, right, all the fixed signs, we've got Aquarius coming in strong as well. We have Scorpio with this, Taurus again, and also Leo, right? And the King of Pentacles. For some of you, you are connecting with the Taurus. That's coming in really, really strongly. But regardless, this is your new beginning, okay? Personified in a love connection. The love connection is the sign, okay? Remember what I was telling you, that the Ascended Masters do not have to show you any more signs? because this is going to be it. This is not the be all and end all by any means, but this is heralding that your new cycle is beginning, okay? This deepening in a connection that you're already in a relationship, or a new relationship that is about to be formed between you and someone that is very loyal, very committed, has every intention of making this a long-term commitment, right? I mean, if you both, like, put it this way, if you have visions of getting married one day, this person wants that with you, okay? This is something that is matched, it's equal, right? So if that's what you want, if you want that level of commitment in the future, I feel like the potential is very, very strong for it to happen with this person that's coming in, whichever sign they are. So, oh my gosh, you know, and as I said, with that full energy at the bottom of the deck, your new chapter is beginning, okay? The end of the cycle with that world card is in sight. And I feel like after the next sort of week to 2 weeks, going into, you know, Virgo season, going into September, that's your new chapter beginning, okay? So I hope that helps fire signs. Wow, what an amazing reading to kick off. That was awesome. Okay. So, and I will be timestamping afterwards, of course. Hey, Natalie, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I think I was having some connection issues in the beginning, so really sorry about that. I hope you didn't miss any of that, because that was really, really awesome. Like, one of the best readings I've done in a while. So I hope that you caught all of that, okay? For you guys watching. Okay. So, we've done fire signs. We're now going to do air signs, okay? So this will be for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. For air signs, please. What is the key themes and energies for this full moon for air signs? All right, some of you guys, well, I'll say a lot of you guys are still hanging on to something that you need to let go of, okay? That's very clear straight off the bat, because you have waning moon. What do you need to release? And full moon eclipse conclusions are within reach, okay? I feel like within the next few days, especially, there's going to be some very strong insights, possibly even premonitions, clarity coming in, things that you need to see that will help you to release what needs to be released from the past. Something has already come to an end, I feel. However, there is something that you need in order to have this closure, whether it's some insight, whether it's some information, whether it's verbal communication, written communication. I don't know what it is. You'll know what that is for you specifically, but it's like you cannot let this go until something comes into effect. There is some insight or information. And I feel like that is coming in order to help you release this for good, okay? This is a done deal. I feel like this is a part of a karmic cycle that you are freeing yourself from slowly but surely, okay? It is happening and it's coming because it's time. It's time that this wrapped up once and for all, because I feel like you already gained the clarity, the wisdom, the understanding that you were supposed to get from the situation. It's just that you personally feel like until you have whatever this single thing is, you cannot free yourself from it mentally, emotionally, or energetically. You feel like there's still that part of you that is caught up in that web, okay? There's some form of entanglement here, I feel, between you and another person. And this can be just about anybody, but it's someone significant to you or was significant to you in the last cycle, okay? So let's take a look and see from the quantum what else we can find out about this and what will help you free yourself from this. For air signs, interesting how that's come up again, but it's not without reason. I feel like in your case, you're not seeing the signs. I feel like the divine has been trying to show you what it is you need to do, what it is you need to know, but I feel like you're not seeing it. But that's about to change, I feel, okay? You have Ascended Masters in reverse and Decrease in reverse. I feel like, yeah, there is nothing more to gain from it. The well is dry, okay? That's when there is no more tears to shed. There's no more emotional outpour to be had when it comes to this connection. It is I feel like it is a connection. It doesn't have to be love though. It doesn't have to be romantic. But whatever this is to you, like the well is dry, okay? You've cried all your tears when it comes to this situation. It is time to release it. And I feel like the divine have been showing you in a multitude of ways what it is you need to do, what it is that you're not picking up upon, what you're not seeing, that really you need to see in order to achieve that full acceptance of the situation. Okay, and there may be some kind of acknowledgement on your part that is needed, right? Something that you don't want to see, that you don't want to acknowledge, because it may be highlighting something that needs to still be addressed within. Okay, so that's probably what it is. Maybe it's something you don't want to look at, right? But you're kind of being guided at this point to look at it because you can't ignore it forever, because once you do, and you do that inner work and you come to acceptance, you'll free yourself from it, right? And then you can start this new chapter. So let's see, what is the guidance from the... Okay, those two wanted to come up. So from the angels, you have Hasmet, Angel of Annihilation, okay? So much closure coming in. And Bina, Left Eye, Knowledge, right? Yeah. Again, it's just more, all of these cards are saying the same thing. You need to accept the insights, the information that has already been shared and that's coming in, right? Because you've expressed one way or another to the divine, I can't free myself until I know this, or I'm aware of this, or I try that. But the divine is saying, we've given you all of the signs, we've given you as much information as you could possibly need in order to end this cycle, but you're refusing to do so. So I feel like you're getting one last thing that you've been asking for when it comes to information or insight. And with that, I feel like it's out of your hands. The divine are intervening and they are closing this cycle out. Because I feel like you know your hand is forced, but you still don't want to do it. There's so much resistance, it's not even funny. So the divine are taking over and they are closing it for you, because it's only going to do you more harm than good to hang on to this. So while, yeah, Hasmet's energy can be quite intense, it's for the purpose of clearing what doesn't belong, what is already, you know, just ash, right? That's what he does. He doesn't destroy something that is strong and healthy and that's being nourished. No, he destroys what is rotten and broken. It's like, it doesn't have a place in this world. It needs to go, right? So think of it as Shiva energy, okay? Shiva does the dance of destruction, not because, you know, they just want to destroy things, but because it's necessary for there to be space for something new to begin, so something can be created in its place, right? That's what's taking place here. So you have to allow it to happen, right? As challenging as it can be, it will free you. It is the key to your freedom, okay? So this is pretty intense for air signs. I feel like there's some big revelations coming about, and there is definitely a need to release. Okay, so let's see if we can get any tarot messages on this. Yeah, because the Wheel of Fortune is your first card out. Big changes, you know, that is divine interception for sure, because it's time for the winds of change to come through and clear away the dust and let things settle, right? Because things are already barren here. There's nothing to be nurtured, to grow, right? But it doesn't mean some new seed can't be planted, which is exactly what's going to happen with the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck, if you allow it, okay? But I feel like it's, like I said, it's out of your hands at this point, to be honest. But anyway, you have the Wheel, okay? So the fixed signs, Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the Angel de la Nuit card, okay? That's specific to this deck, and we'll get to that in a minute. But even just this combination here, this is you being defiant. This is you being defiant against the universe, right? This is you standing your ground. It's like literally, let me show you. There is embers here. There is nothing left. You are the last one standing. The land is barren. Everything has already come crashing down. but you're still trying to defend what exactly, right? But the divine is looking at you like, for real? Like, you cannot change fate. This is fated. This change needs to take place. You're only making it more painful, more tiring, more draining for yourself. Who are you trying to defend yourself against at this point? Like, you just simply have to let go. That's literally it. That's all you have to do. For things to feel lighter, easier, is just to just let go of that resistance, right? Just surrender to the process. That's literally it. But I do feel like eventually, as this comes to a head by, the actions and will of the divine, by the universe, I feel like you will surrender with the Four of Pentacles. I feel like you will fall back eventually. Because, like I said, you don't have a choice at this point anymore. You have no choice but to let go. It's got to that point where the divine had to intervene because you wouldn't have otherwise. And now I feel like you will pull back, right? You will pull your energy back. You will surrender to the process. And I feel like you'll have to go into a bit of a period of recuperation. I do get a sense though, because bearing in mind, she's not looking at the moon. For a lot of you, you're still going to be ignoring your feelings or trying to suppress how you really feel because you don't want to deal with how painful it is. Because it is, this whole thing that's taking place here, and this denial and this want to just, hang on to something that doesn't serve you, is highlighting wounds, deep wounds that you really don't want to address. But that's exactly what you need to do in order to change the situation, right? That's all the divine want you to do. And I feel like eventually you will with this card. That's when you'll go into doing some deep shadow work, okay? I feel like it's important at that time when you do that, don't completely isolate, okay? Even if you're in an area where you have to self-isolate, just make sure you're still in contact with people that really have your back, because it's going to be intense. Obviously, there's a reason why you've been running from this wounding, right? So in order to really heal, it's important that you don't completely cut yourself off, okay? You're going to need that emotional support while you go into the deepest reaches of yourself, the darkest corners of your mind, and do that inner work, okay? So it is intense. This has got Dark Night of the Soul energy written all over it. But if you do this, air signs, you are going to be beyond victorious. That's when you're going to start seeing powerful, prominent changes in life. Instead of feeling like the world's against you, you're going to realize that the divine were for you the whole time. That they were trying to help you through this process. They were trying to give you the tools, give you the awareness, the insight, so you do what needs to be done in order to start manifesting beautiful, powerful changes that really honor your spirit, okay? The only thing that's in your way at this time is yourself. So just be aware of that. But if you do this work, I'm telling you, things are going to be very different. You're going to be seeing win after win after win, all right? And you have the strength to do this. I know it's not easy, but that's what you need to know. You have the strength to do this. So it's worth it. It really is. So I hope that helps. Okay. Wow, these messages though. Powerful. Anyway, so let's continue. So that was air signs. Now we're going to go over to earth signs. Okay. So this will be for earth signs. And we'll see what you need to know with this. Oops, my card's the wrong way around, those two. Okay. So yes, this will be for earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. For the full moon in Aquarius, what is it that you guys need to know? What key energies and themes are coming up for you at this time? For earth signs, what's coming up for you in terms of the key themes and energies? Wow, there's a lot of love in the air, it seems. Woo, okay. Earth signs, you have a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra, okay? And you also have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries, okay? So either of these signs could mean something to you. But what I'm getting, Earth signs, is that, okay. I'm sorry, I just started blushing. Because I just felt tapped into this energy and I was like, well, I have to be careful what I say because this is YouTube. Okay, so there's a very strong connection that's being formed here between you and someone else. I feel like, to be honest with you, it may start off very sexual, okay? It may do. But I feel like there is romantic feelings there as well. I feel like it's being stirred more and more. It's like rather than when you're intimate with this person, rather than it being like, you know, the high is lost after a period of time, or it's just fleeting, you know, you have this intense passion and it's gone. It's like the complete opposite of that, what people usually expect. It's like the more you spend time with this person and being very intimate with them and feeling more free with them, I feel like you become more romantically inclined to one another, the more you become interconnected and the love actually builds. So this is really interesting. I do feel like as well that you may have someone around you at this time that's trying to prevent this kind of connection from coming together. There may be possibly a fire sign, could be an Aries. This could be in the form of an ex, a friend, a relative, you know, whoever that doesn't like this union coming together, that doesn't want to see this take place, right? Because it is very intense, it's very passionate, but there is a lot of love that's being stirred here, and I feel like there is jealousy involved. So this could actually lead to some kind of confrontation, so just be aware of that, okay? But let's see what else we can find out here. Because this is like, each of these readings so far have got a completely different vibe to it, like completely different. So, but it's very interesting. Definitely keeps it interesting for me as a reader, but yeah, let's see. So what else can we find out with regards to this? Interesting. Oh, okay, we have fragmented energy at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I'll tell you the cards I got. Optimism in reverse. Letting go came out on the side, so I feel like that's the challenge in this situation. And then we have the loving woman, okay? So divine feminine energy here. Yeah, I feel like, okay. So whoever identifies more with the divine masculine energy, okay, and that's just the energy, this is not about gender. Whoever identifies with the masculine energy more, I feel like they're having to release someone from their past in order to have this new beginning, okay, this union. And I feel like this past person, I'm gonna be honest, it feels like an ex to me. Someone that's trying to hold on to this person does not like the fact that this is coming together, okay? Because they're refusing to let go. I feel like there's still some kind of entanglement here. There's an attachment here, energetic attachment. And I feel like this person is trying to force the other person against their will to stay in some form of connection with them. But the reality is, you know, that this is coming together for a reason, because this is really intense, but in a very, very loving way as well. Not just in a, you know, like I said, a physical way, but there's a lot of love that's blossoming behind it. It's actually beautiful. But I feel like there is someone on the sidelines that's trying to cast doubt in someone's mind, or that's trying to create some kind of blockage here, for sure. They do not want to see the other person go. They don't want to see the other person happy with someone else. And it doesn't have to be the masculine. This could be what the feminine's dealing with, okay? But there is definitely some kind of confrontation over a feminine energy, okay? So either the feminine in the connection is having to deal with a jealous ex, or the masculine is, okay? But it is centered around a loving woman is what I'm getting. So just be aware of that, earth signs, okay? And I feel like that is kind of putting a lot of stress on the person that's having to deal with this. But anyway, and that's what I feel like is coming up for you in terms of closing out a karmic cycle, is having to really and truly be done with a past person, okay? in order to have this new beginning with someone new here. Because the energies are there. It's very balanced as well. I feel like both of you have been through these kind of situations before. You've had to deal with jealous people, right? It's nothing new. But I feel like it's kind of really just frustrating when you just want to enjoy this new connection, right? You don't want to have to deal with this kind of energy. But I feel like it's exposing someone as well. It's exposing how they really feel. Possibly about you, earth signs. And what their intentions are when it comes to you. Okay. So let's see, in terms of the tarot, we have the Three of Wands. Okay, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Eight of Cups, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah. It's for me, like, I don't usually get this with this combination, but it's like, I literally heard, I've made up my mind. I know what it is that I want. You know, I am an adult. I can make my own decisions. I can make my own choices. Who I love is my business. Who I connect with is my business. I've already made my choice, right? And someone is like waiting for you to change your mind and come running back to them. But it's like, no, I've already left this behind. I've already walked away from this connection. But I feel like someone is still just, you see how she's like a gatekeeper? I feel like this is whoever this jealous person is, probably an ex, like I said. They're not willing to let this go. It's like they're literally trying to block you from calling in this soulmate energy, but it's too late. It's already happening. You're like, I've been gone, right? Or this is the person you're dealing with. Like, I've been gone. I am gone. This is done. Leave me alone kind of thing, right? But they are not taking it lightly, that's for sure. And I feel like that's where this conflict's going to come up, possibly over the next week or so. But you do have Temperance, Sagittarius energy, so you could be dealing with a Sag. And you have the Two of Swords, Air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So this is all about making a decision. Are you truly ready to cut ties potentially? Because I feel like that's what it's going to lead to. After this confrontation, it will reach a point where you perhaps, or they will perhaps have to cut ties with this past person in order to have that peace of mind, in order to heal, in order to reach a more harmonious state of being. And really focus on pouring back into yourself or themselves, as well as this new connection, okay? So that's what's going to be required. However, you know, that's the choice here. Do you save someone who is already drowning, i.e. this jealous person, or do you save yourself, right? Because that's the decision that needs to be made here. Because this person, I feel like they are not going to stop until you make it abundantly clear that you have no interest in going back, or whoever you're dealing with has to express this. Because they are causing a ruckus here is what I feel. Everything about this energy between you and this new person feels really good, but this past person, whoever this person is causing drama, okay? And I feel like that's the only thing that's really gonna put kind of a dampener in things. And I feel like it is, with optimism being in reverse, it is bringing a, you know, kind of, well, it is dampening things a little bit, let's say it that way, you know. So there's definitely a need to do some cord cutting here. So if this is you, earth signs, you're gonna have to make that decision. No one can make it for you. I'm not gonna tell you, yeah, leave this person entirely, cut ties with them. No. You need to decide for yourself, because this person, you know, especially if it is an ex, they're never going to see you as a friend or just have an amicable connection. No, they're coming back with the intention of stopping this union from taking place and being in that person's place, right? So you have to decide, who do you want to be with? Yeah, Page of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Who do you want this new beginning with? You have two people that, you know, essentially want something with you in terms of a relationship. One, I feel like this is the past person that will bring a lot of sweet nothings to the table, right? That just wants your affections. But the other, this new person, is coming in with something really solid, really good. This is a divinely blessed offer, okay? You don't get the Ace of Pentacles without divine blessing. And that's what it is, right? This is something stable, something that has the potential to be a serious commitment here. But it's entirely up to you, is all I can say. So I hope that helps, Earth signs. All right. So now, last but not least, we'll go over to water signs. So this will be for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So what are the key themes and energies that are coming up for water signs in relation to the full moon in Aquarius? Ooh. Okay. Talk about extremes. Okay. So, water signs, you have void of course moon, nothing will come out of the situation. And you have full moon in Libra, a lot of Libra energy coming up here. A win-win outcome is forecast. So that is hilarious, okay? You have two complete opposite energies, right? Water signs. You have nothing's coming out of the situation and win-win situation all around, okay? Could they be any more different? No. So it's hilarious that they both came out, and it's not without reason, water signs. And that's because you are choosing this, okay? You literally dictate the outcome at this point. You are in full manifestation mode, whether you realize it or not. So how this plays out, how things play out in the current moment, is entirely based on your mindset and your actions, okay? So that is crazy. How you've got two pathways, it's split, and it entirely depends on whether you focus on the negative and go back to what you've always known, or explore the new path with optimism and hope and see a lot of abundance come out of it, okay? So that is nuts, but let's keep going. Oh, let go, let God. Yeah, absolutely, Nat. Hey, Lauren, thanks for tuning in. You just made it in time, actually. I'm doing the water signs now, so good timing, good timing. All right. So let's see, what is the key themes here? Yeah, you have the healing light and the honoring path in reverse. Yeah. So I feel like that's the thing here. It's really interesting because I'm getting two pathways split. Like I said, it's like a fork in the road that you're currently at, water signs. And it's entirely up to you. I feel like if you accept that the situation is done and not try to pursue it and focus on your healing, that's what you're going to experience, okay? But if you're trying to pursue something that is clearly done, dusted, over and done with, isn't being revived from the dead, then you're just putting yourself back into a previous cycle, okay? Now, if you are focused on new possibilities, new potential, if you feel like you're in a place where you've healed enough to explore new possibilities in love, in terms of the lifestyle changes you want to make, if you prioritize your self-care, self-love, well-being overall, if you make that the priority, I feel like you're going to see some very, very good outcomes, okay? Because you're coming from that very positive mindset, positive outlook. You're putting your best foot forward. You've put everything you've learned into practice. You know that healing is not linear and that it's a lifelong process, but you're very much on track. I feel like you're going to see powerful changes, okay? Powerful, powerful changes across the board. I do feel like as well, where you've been struggling to achieve some kind of success, acknowledgement, some form of abundance in some area of your life, that will start shifting. Because like it says, a win-win outcome is forecast. So you may have thought that you were being completely forgotten about, that this was never going to happen, that you were never going to get the recognition that you deserve, you were never going to get the platform you deserve, the opportunity. I feel like that's changing. And again, it completely depends on you at this point, okay? So just something to be aware of. Let's go over to the Angelarium now, see what else comes up for you that you need to know. I'm gonna get one more card. This is gorgeous though. I'm really liking this reading also, because this is literally saying you are the master of your own reality. Whatever you think will become, whatever you speak will become, whatever you do will be your reality as well. Okay, that will shape your reality. So it's very, very powerful. This moment in time is very crucial for you, water signs, I want to say. So if anything I can tell you, if there's anything that you take away from this reading, please be mindful of what you speak, think, and create into existence, okay? Because it all counts, is what I want to say. All right, so you have Ramiel, Angel of Visions, gorgeous energy, and Sukla, Angel of Verdancy. This is just abundance. This is like having the vision and going the extra mile to make it a reality. This is you just manifesting abundance, okay? So it's like, I feel like ultimately both pathways will lead to the outcome you desire. It's just which path you're going to take to make it easier for yourself, because you've already been on this road, right? So you can continue down this road and take all the twists and turns and see all the pitfalls and obstacles and challenges along the way. You'll still make it, but it's just a longer route, right? Because you're having to repeat certain lessons. Whereas with this, it's like learning from the past, putting all that you've learned into practice, knowing your abundance, knowing your power, knowing that you are manifesting positive changes in your life, and reaping the benefits of that, you know, being very tapped into the universal law, being very tapped into, you know, the very essence of nature, how things operate on a cellular level, okay? Experiencing deep changes within and seeing it without, and a lot of abundance pouring in, okay? This is gorgeous. So ultimately, what the divine want you to know, water signs, is that there is no right or wrong within this. There is no right or wrong. It's just there is the harder route and the easier route, okay? Not to say either path is easy. It's not. It's taken a lot for you to get to this point, this fork in the road, as I said. But now it's up to you whether you want to take the path that's going to be long to traverse, or you start really reaping the rewards of this abundance. Awesome. Okay, let's get some tarot messages then before we close the reading. What else does water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio need to know? Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Wow, look at that. Yeah, don't block your abundance, okay? That's the first thing that is being communicated here. Do not block your blessings, okay? Because I feel like the problem is, water signs, is that you feel like you're constantly being ignored, or that, you know, everyone seems to just reap their blessings like that, whereas you're just like waiting and working and toiling and traversing and healing and processing, you know, and you're like, when is it my turn? But no, it is coming tenfold, okay? That's the thing. If you're having to wait, if you feel like you're the one that's kind of, you know, at the back of the queue, and you feel like not much is coming in for you, that's usually because what you're going to accomplish, or what you're going to not only create but attract, is really big. It's really significant in multiple areas of your life. That usually seems to be the case, right? From what I've observed, not just in my life but in other people's lives. Yeah, it's usually like that. These are huge manifestations that are coming in, so it takes time, okay? But you do have the Sun as your first card out, Leo energy. But you also have the Seven of Wands. So yes, keep doing what needs to be done. Keep putting the effort in. Stay positive. Don't give up, right? But it's just important. Okay, let me put it this way so you can see how it came out for me. But it's important that you don't block this blessing. Don't block this path, right, that's open to you, where you can really start to, like I say, not only create success and attract a lot of positivity in your life, but also directly manifest those powerful changes, those positive changes in your life, and a lot of abundance. I feel like your manifestations are supercharged, and I feel like they're going to be more instantaneous than they ever have been. So as long as you focus on your energy, and you're not in a mindset or an energy where you start blocking these blessings, you're going to see it coming in, I'm telling you. You know, I'm telling you, this woman here, She's been through it, okay? She had to traverse the dark before she could come and find, you know, this dawn breaking along the horizon, right? She had to traverse a long way through the dark in order to find the light. But she's found it. And now she's on the precipice of a whole new dawn, right? And that's where you find yourself, water signs. So the last thing you want to do is block this or assume the worst based on past experiences, okay? Let it unfold for you. And why is it unfolding like this for you at this time? Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, because you are the worthy, okay? You are the worthy. And I feel like now you are accepting this, you are realizing this, that yes, I do deserve these blessings. I do deserve positive changes in my life. I do deserve to be abundant. I do deserve to reap the benefits of my hard work, okay? The Queen of Pentacles doesn't get enough mention of this, right? The Queen of Pentacles is incredibly hardworking. This isn't someone who just gets things handed on a plate. No, she has worked hard to reach this status, right? So she has earned this. She deserves the keys to her queendom, right? Because she's put the work in. It took a lot to reach this point, and that's why now, because she has these resources, she's felt the energy of, okay, how can I put that to good use? How can I create more value? How can I bring more abundance, more nurturing, more stability into my life and those around me, right? It's a very nurturing energy. She's only one step away from becoming the Empress, right? So this is the thing. And I feel like you are realizing that, yes, I've put the work in to reach this point, and soon I will reach the Empress energy, which is awesome. Okay, and that's not about genders, okay? This is just energy. But as always, fork in the road, right? What path will you take, water signs? Will you take the higher road or will you take the low road? I don't feel this is about good or bad, like I said, good or bad. It's about the path that will get you there quicker and the path that's going to lead you all back around the roundabout kind of thing. I don't think you're going to repeat things necessarily in the same way. It cannot, right? It's always going to be slightly different. But I feel like you do have the possibility of repeating certain lessons, okay? Having to retake a class. So just be aware of that, because honestly, like I said, I cannot highlight enough how significant this moment in time is for you, right? Because you are at that fork, right? Everyone reaches it eventually and you're at that fork. And depending on which path you take, it's going to dictate how this new cycle shapes up for you, okay? But I've got to tell you, these readings were awesome. I personally think these are really, really great messages that you needed to hear. Obviously, this is going to resonate for different people, more so than others. But, you know, if you take the advice on board where you know, and trust me, you'll know if this is resonating for you, you'll feel it. And if it is, if you take these messages on board and do what is required of you at this time, your next cycle is going to be awesome. I'm telling you, it's going to be very different to what you've experienced in the past. You will not face the same kind of setbacks. You will not face the same kind of low vibrational energies that you did in the past. It will be very different. Not to say there won't be obstacles, not to say there won't be tests or situations that kind of challenge this new perspective that you have, this new way of doing things, this new life that you have. There's always going to be some things that come up, right? But again, it comes down to your perception. Do you perceive it as something that's trying to derail you, or do you see it as something that's just further strengthening you and your resolve to succeed, overcome, to be victorious, right? Because I feel like at this point, now look at that, prosperity lies ahead. That's a collective message right there, right? Prosperity lies ahead, absolutely. So it all depends on you guys. But yeah, this is awesome. So I hope that this helps. I hope that these messages brought some clarity, some comfort and guidance. If you did find it helpful, do make sure you hit the thumbs up. It does really, really help me as a small channel, as a small content creator. And yeah, it shows me that, yeah, you find these messages useful. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I'd love to welcome you as part of the family. And yeah, you have to bear with me a little bit, guys, because, you know, my schedule is changing massively. I'm also relocating soon, and I got all these crazy big changes coming up, you know, new cycle stuff. So things are a little bit chaotic right now, but soon things will be smoother in terms of the, you know, kind of the weekly schedule as well. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes up, especially for September, because I have started already recording the September monthly, so keep an eye out for that very soon. But for now, have an amazing weekend. I hope you have a wonderful full moon in Aquarius. Like I said, use that powerful energy to your advantage. I'm telling you, it's going to be big, okay? So send you guys lots of love. Thanks again for checking this out. And I will do another live for you soon. Take care. Bye.